different industries, different types of icon. So that's numerous icons. So you see. So there's a lot of icons in them. So we also have hero icons. We also have hero icons. Hero icons. Oh, sorry. So let's go back. Hero icons. Hero icons. So we have hero icons. So though hero icon is not, they don't have that much icon, but it's something that people have been using over the time for simple projects. They have nice icons for simple projects, though they don't have a very large base of icons, very large number, but it's something people have been using over time, and they have a good set of icons. Icons are really good. So let's see. It's still, why it's still loading. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, as you can see now, they have some good icons. You can see we have hero icons. You can see they have some good icons. Some good icons. The styles are very nice. You see, this is hero icons. This is hero icons. And lastly, there is we have huge icon pro. We have this. So huge icon is allows as a premium service rather. Huge icon as a premium service. So, but for the stroke field of the icons, it's free. So if you want to use styled um more styled icons, like we have, so this is the stroke, this is stroke form, this is a stroke style. You just strokes and no fill under huge icons. This also have numerous icons, even stylish icons. If you want your icons to have like a feeling of round feeling, so it has different styles of icons. Actually, I love it. I love it. I love it. And this is stroke. This is the stroke style for if you don't have the ability to for the paid plan. We don't have the ability for the paid plan. It's a free. So and we have two tone. So this two tone now is also this. Then it's not coming up. Check get to some. Okay, let's see. So let's go back to two tone again. So this is the two tone now. As you can see now, this is two tone. So if I wish I can zoom in, but let me try bring this closer and see if I can expand this for you guys to see more. Okay, it can be expanded. I was looking if I could expand it for you guys to see. Okay. But looking at this now, if you look at the icons, you see the icons, they have two tones. Like it's not just one particular type of color that is there. They have two tones. One is a very light gray, and then we have a dark gray. So there are two tones of gray here. So we have dual tone. You can see this looks filled. Some of them looks filled, but it's not completely filled. You can see, and we have solid. Okay, it's not coming up yet. Okay, and you can see these are filled icons now. You can see these ones are filled. They look good. And we have this. So we have bulk. You can see we have this. This looks nice also. We have stroke sharp. If you want, so this was stroke initially, but this if you want sharp edges, like you don't want rounded edges around your icons, the arrows, you don't want rounded edges, then you can have that. And we have solid sharp. So if you're using a solid like a filled one and you want it sharp, you don't want it rounded. So this is that. But apart from the stroke, the rest of these styles can be accessed through a paid plan. So that is why most people don't use this. But for the other plugins I've said so far, all the three of the plugins I've called previously before this, they are free. They are free. You can access them. They are free. So let's move on. For images, we have Unsplash, and I know a lot of us have been using this before. We have Unsplash. You have Unsplash. You have Unsplash. So there are a lot of plugins in Figma, so you can your free time you can check them out. But I just tell you most of them are mostly used by people that people use most of the time. Due based on um people's feedback. So we are showing you one of the most like used plugin and they can help you. So this is Unsplash. So Unsplash also has a paid plan, a paid plan for some images, some images. So let's say we are looking for something under architecture and so where you see this now, this kind of logo on the image, it's a paid image. It's a paid image, so you can't use it. If you bring it into your design, you are going to find a watermark on it. For example, let us bring this in. You're going to find a watermark on it, and which is not good to use in design. As you can see, there's a watermark on this. You can see on Splash Plus. So you have to subscribe to on Splash Plus. For you to be able to use these images, you can see there's a watermark on it. So that's that. So another image we have image plugin we have Brexels. We have Brexels. We have Brexels. So this is Brexels. This is Brexels. So you can see for Brexels, you can see. And Brexels is free. Brexels is free. For Prezex, it is free. Most of the images are free. I don't think they have any paid plan images. Most of the images are free, and you can check their website also www.prezex.com. And Unsplash also has a website you can check also www.unsplash.com, and we have this. And then there's one we do normally use before, but I don't think they still have the plugin. I think the plugin has been taken down, so it's Free Pick. It's Free Pick, but the plugin is no longer here. The plugin is no longer here. Okay, let's see this. Photos by Free Pick. I think that's the plugin. Oh, I think they brought it back. So for a time the plugin was down, and okay, the plugin is back up now. So Photos by Free Pick. Initially it was just Free Pick, so they've changed it to Photos by Free Pick now, and this is free plugin. You can see you can see beautiful images. You can see nice images. You can even download this and use it as your wallpaper. And download this and use it as your wallpaper, which I also am going to do now.
Okay, okay. What?
Let's see. You can click on it to bring it into your Figma, and you have this. So I am also going to export this to my own file, to my own library also. So
This.
so that is that. So done that. So that is for images. You can see other images. So now for illustrations, um, we have what illustrations are. They are. So let's see. We have an illustration. We have the one people normally use. Like this one is very popular among a lot of people. So we have story set by FreePic. It's also a subsidiary of FreePic, the whole FreePic. So it's
Oh,
also it was created by the same people that created photos by FreePic, and I think FreePic also has an icon. Okay, an icon pack, but it has a paid plan on it. You can see flat icon by FreePic.
would have known that.
So that's story set by FreePic for icons, for illustrations rather, for illustrations.
Really. Ah, okay. Like to register it. To register.
So for illustrations, you can see you have different illustrations, you have different styles. So if I say okay, search for an illustration, let me say I search for
Not you have to know.
driving. So yeah, you can see in different colors,
How
in different colors. You can see they're in different colors. And if you feel like, oh, this color my color, the color I want to use is not here. You can bring these illustrations into Figma, and at your own discreet, if you are a very good designer, you can at your own discreet you can change at your own discreet you can change the so let's see this. You can change the colors. So let's say you want to change this to something orange or purple. You can see at your own discrete you can change the images. You can change the images at your own discrete. So let's say we change this to something dark purple. Let's use this at first. We're going to make it dark. Sorry. We're going to make it dark now. Okay. Okay, that's dark. That's so let's do this also. So we have that, and if you are going to change the mirror also, let's just do this real quick so you guys can see. Um, let's make this a bit dark. So that's nice. And you can also change if you want the shirt's color to change. Just click on the shirt's color. Just click on the shirt's color. So let's change that to a purple that's lighter. You can see how it's coming together now. You can see how it's coming together. So this is if you feel the color is you want to use is not there and you want to change your color, you can always come here and do that. You can always come here and do that. So that is that on illustrations. So let's see some other illustrations we can use in Figma. Let's see some other illustrations back plugin. We have icon 8. We have icon 8. This is an illustration I use. We have icon 8. We have icon 8. Sorry, my Figma is a bit behind. Due to the network, I think my Figma is a bit behind. Okay, it's up. So let's. So icon 8 also has a paid plan for illustrations, and they even have not just illustrations, they have illustrations, they have photos, and they have icons. So if you want to see their photos, you can see it here. So you can see photos here. They have photos here. They have cool photos here. And illustrations. They have cool illustrations. They have icons here also. I think, but to get the SVG versions of this, it has to be paid. To get the SVG version, it has to be paid. To get the SVG version, it has to be paid. So let's go. We are talking about illustrations. So you can see some cool 3D illustrations here. So under icon 8, you can see some cool 3D illustrations. But one thing with icon 8 is the way we edited this story sets icon illustration. We can't do that with icon 8 because for the free plan, you're going to get your illustrations as an image, as a PNG, not as an SVG. So it's because this is an SVG, scalar vector graphics. That's why we're able to edit it. So let's see this. Okay, this is something I've dropped in. So this is an illustration. You can see how it looks very realistic, but it's an illustration. It's under icon 8, so you can use cool things like this. Use cool things like this. Let's see if we can bring in another one. Let's see, this is another cool one. You can see it looks very realistic, but it's an illustration. It looks very realistic, but it's an illustration. It's an illustration. So that's that. Under illustrations, so in your free time you can check other illustrations plugin also. And then let's see plugin for animations also. So on your designs, you might want to add some cool animations like the success animation, like done animation. You might want to have some like birthday animations, or want to have some cool animations on your file. So we have what we call Lottie files. I will call Lottie files. Lottie files. I have Lottie files. So to run this. So Lottie also has a paid plan, a membership plan, a paid plan you can use. But you can see they have premium animations. So these ones are paid, they're not free. They are paid. So if you have the money to pay, you can pay. Or if you're working on like a paid project, then you can decide to pay to use some custom animation, some very special animations. So if you're working on a paid project, you can do that. So but if you're working on dummy project, you can, if you don't want to spend money, if you want to spend money, you can use the premium. But if you don't want to spend money, you can use the free animations, and you have tons of animation here. You have tons of animation you can use. You have tons of animation. You have tons of animation you can use here. You can use this as your loading screen. I use this as loading animation. Let's see this. We import it into your Figma as a GIF. So you insert it as a GIF. Insert it as a GIF. So once we insert this, let's insert this. You can see now. Once we insert this GIF now, we are going to put it in one of these screens. So it's inserting our GIF in Figma now. So let's see, where was our GIF inserted? Was that, let me check in our layers panel. Yeah, layers panel. Let's see. Okay. Okay. This is where our GIF is. So now, because of the GIF from the starting now, it's, how will I say it? From the starting, you won't find anything on the screen. That's why you can see that the GIF is not showing. You can see from the starting of the GIF. If I replay this, or if I pause it now, let me pause it and take it to the beginning. You see, you can't see anything there. That's why also what we pasted in Figma does not have anything here because it's starting from the beginning. But if you come here in your field panel and you feel okay, you don't want to have it scanty and you want to be seeing your GIF. So you can now come here in your field panel. Once you click on field, you can see it's under image. A GIF is like a play. So you can see you can now from this play panel you can just shift this. You can shift this and you can bring it like this if you say okay you want to see it very well. So because of I want to see mine now, I did it like this and then go back and you can see it very well. So you have numerous animations in this Latify. You have numerous animations and you can even make animations on your own. When you start advancing in your design career, you can make animations on your own. You can make animations on your own. So these are numerous animations you use. So this is what I use for animations. So that is that. And then let's check some other. Let's check some other. So for dummy texts, and you don't want to use lorem ipsum now. If you don't want to use lorem ipsum, but you want dummy text, but you don't want lorem ipsum, so we have what we call content reel. Content reel. We have what we call content reel. As you can see, content reel. So once you bring up content reel now, so under content tree, you can there even content tree has text, has images, has icon. And so if you want to put images like avatar images, you can see. Like if you want avatars for male, And there is for female also. If you want to go on that image, you'll see you have avatar for male, avatar for female, just avatars, photos, just photos by different people. So these are avatars as you can see. And see you can see avatars here also. You can see different avatars for you to use in your design. So like in your profile page now, if you need pictures, like for example, here now, something like this. So I could just come to um content tree and then let's say I want to change this image. Let me click on the image itself and then I click on avatar. You can see I have an avatar there, but if I want to expand, I can just you can see click on avatar, I have an avatar there, I have an avatar there. So under text, you can see there are different text. If you want to input different text, you have numbers. If you want to input numbers, lorem ipsum text. Even if you want to input lorem ipsum text, we have it here. If you want to input name, for names, if you want to input names now, if you want to input names, you have names here also. So you can just click on the text layer here, the text layer, not the auto layer, so the text layer itself, and you can just say first name. You can see if you change the name, let's see first name again. You can see it's changing. You can see it's changing. You can see. So that's that on content reel, and you can see you also have icons also. You also have icons. We have Fluent icons, which is Microsoft's icon pack. So Fluent icon is for Microsoft. Yeah, Fluent icon is for Microsoft. I don't know why this is. This should be some sort of icons here. Well, okay. Okay, so it's up here now, so you can see icons here. So let's see if they're in SVG versions or okay, and they are in SVG versions. So they also have cool icons you can use. They also have cool icons you can use. So these are cool icons you can use. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's move on. So let's see some plugins I have also saved. Let's see the one you can use from them. Let's see. So we have artboard mockups. Artboard mockups. That's for presentation of your design. So if you want to present your design, like you want to showcase your design in a mockup, like an iPhone mockup, and this you have artboard. So you want to place your design in an iPhone mockup, you have this. So it's also a paid plan. So but you can also go for free. We have free here and we have premium. You can see. So that is that for that one. And which other icons plugins have I saved? We have brand fetch. So in Twitter, I think I've talked about that in one of our class. So you have if you want numerous brands like brand logos, brand colors. For example, let me say, okay, we have Airbnb here that we replicated in our last. So we have Airbnb. So you can see their colors, Airbnb colors here, their colors. You can see the color they use. You can see this brand fetch. It fetch you everything about the brand, their color, their text. You can see the text here. You can see their text and there's some images they use. Okay. You can see their banner images. So that's what brand fetch do. So that's all. So in your free time, you can go to your Figma community. You can search for plugins that are useful. There are numerous plugins out there that even people have not discovered, and they are very good, great plugins. So you can search for plugins. But for these ones I've shown you so far, they are going to take you through your design's journey. They're going to take you your design journey through your design journey. So today we'll be talking about prototyping in Figma. Let's move to this topic for today. So prototyping in Figma. So I brought in some designs I did at my early stage when I was learning design. So I brought those designs down here to Figma. I brought it back so you guys can use that. So when I was still learning design, so these are some designs I made those times. So now we are going to prototype this. Now we are going to prototype this. So let's go. Let's start. So let's prototype now. So these three screens now are our splash screen. So we want to create a sort of like animation now with our prototyping. We want to create an animation with our prototyping. So we are going to use our prototyping to create an animation. So let's go to our prototype tab. Let's go to our prototype tab and then once you click on an element on your screen, you are going to see when you hover on the edges of this element, you are going to see circle, and if you hover on that circle, you see a plus sign. You can see on the edges. You can see. There's a plus sign here. There's a plus sign here. Even if it's not on this main screen, this if I click on this top bar here, you can see we have it there by the sides. You can see we have it there by the sides. Even on this also, we have it there by the sides. We have this also. We have this. We have this. For this also, we have this. Even as much as this also, we have this. You can see we have this. If you click on this, you have it on the side. So those our interaction tools. That's what we're going to be using to be linking. This is what we are going to be using to link one screen or one element to another. So let's start with our splash screen. So we want to create a sort of animation whereby once we link this page to this page, the animation should slowly, like as if it's from a very low opacity, it's increasing till we see this full logo and the name. So let's start this, and then so when we over this and we see our prototype link, and we link it. So you hold and drag to link it. Let me do that again. Let's control that back. Run you over, you hold that point, you hold and drag it, and then you link it to the element. If you're not linking to this element, if you want to link it to this element, you hold and drag it till you link it to this element also. But we're linking it to this element here. So we have some interactions here. We have some interactions here. So we have none, that is you don't want any interaction in it. Then we have on click. That's when you click this element. What when you click this element, these are interactions. On drag, so interactions on drag, when you drag the element while hovering, when you hover on the element while pressing, when you are holding down the element, key gamepad. So this is for your so if you want to use your arrow keys to navigate it, that's that key or gamepad. Then we have mouse center. When you put your mouse in, maybe you want it to change to something or you want a certain action to happen, then we have mouse leave. When you remove your mouse from the element, maybe you want a certain, we have mouse up and mouse down, and then we have after delay. That is after delay is you want your screen to perform a certain action after some number of time. So that is that. So we are going to be using after delay right now. We are going to be using after delay, and we are going to after we use after delay. So we want this screen now to navigate to this next screen once we are using after delay. So once it's to do so, this it's calculated in milliseconds. So our after delay is calculated in milliseconds. So and we know that 1000 milliseconds makes 1 seconds. So if you are saying we want this after delay interaction should happen after 800 milliseconds. That means we mean zero point 0.8 seconds. But for now, we're going to make it 400, 400 milliseconds. Take that out at 400 milliseconds. So once it's fast, a bit fast. So we have navigate to this. This screen should navigate to this screen, and then we have you can see the screen, the next screen that is going to navigate to. So okay, that's navigate to, and under this navigate to has some different actions. We have set variable, we have set variable mode, we have conditional, scroll to open link, open overlay, swap overlay, close overlay. So but most of the time in this we're going to be using navigate to back, and then we're going to be using open overlay, swap overlay, and close overlay, because these are what we are going to, and we are going to be using change 2 also. But change 2 is going to work when we have our elements. I said our elements, our components, they work in components. So we are going to be using those when we are using our components. So that's why we taught you how to create components. But for this set variable mode, conditional, so these are for advanced prototyping in Figma, which we will not be covering. We won't be covering. These are for advanced prototyping in Figma. So when your design knowledge are more advanced, then you can now know how to use those advanced prototyping tools in Figma. So navigate to, these are the action, navigate to, then to this screen, to this screen. So how do you want the navigation to be, the action to be the action, the response? So once after delays the interaction, the response or the action, navigate to what do you want it to be? So how do you want it to be? Do you want it instantly? Do you want it to dissolve? Do you want it to smart animate? Do you want it to move in, move out, push, slide in, slide out? So for most of the time, we are going to be using instant. We are going to be using dissolve. We are going to be smart animate. So we are going to be using most of the time we are going to be using it. So we are going to be using smart animate now. So under smart animate, we have ease out and we have ease out, we have ease in, we have linear, we have ease in, we have ease out, we have ease in and out, we have ease in back, we have ease out back, we have ease in and out back, we have custom base here. So for linear now, when you are say you set your animation to linear, what we are talking about now is you want the speed of the animation to be linear throughout the course of the animation, throughout the time. So you want it to be linear. That is, you don't want it to be fast at the beginning and then slow at the ending of faster. So it's at the same speed throughout the whole time. It's at the same speed. So if you want easing, you want it to be slow at the beginning. We want it to be slow at the beginning, then fast towards the ending. If you are using ease out, we want it to be fast at the beginning, then slow towards the ending. If you are using ease in and out, we want it to be slow at the beginning, then fast in the middle, then slow while going out again. So if you want ease in back, if you want ease in back, you want it to be slow at the beginning. Are you listening to me? You want it to be slow at the beginning till the middle. You want it to be slow at the beginning to the middle, then fast till it enter. We have ease out back. We want it to be fast at the beginning. When it gets to the middle, then it gets slow till it goes out. You have ease in and out back. You have ease in and out back. We have custom bezier. So for custom bezier now you can this is a custom bezier for advanced prototyping in Figma. So if you wish to customize your so if you wish to do this, you can just use your custom bezier. You can use your custom base, yeah. You can use this. So this is mostly for so we have this, we have this, we have this, and then if you wish to I'm sorry, I'm trying to so you have this so you can do this for advanced prototyping in Figma, but for now we're going to be using ease out. We're going to be using ease out and then we set ours to 300. No, let's set it to 200 milliseconds and let's change this back. Let's change it to 600. I want it to be like about 600 and let's make this 250.
Okay.
Let's make this 250 to be as fast as that. So let's do the same for the other splash screen. Let's move from here to here. Let's link it. So after delay of a certain time of 600 milliseconds at 0.6 seconds, and then ease out. You see, navigate to the next splash screen. Ease out 250 milliseconds, and then this,
Make I tell and leave that.
and then this. We have this. So let's do that for the touch screen also. Let's do that for the touch screen also. Okay, so we've done this. So let's view this. Let's view this in our prototype section. Now let's view the prototype. Let's view what we've done so far. Let's see how it looks like. Let's see how it looks like. So you see how it looks like. Let me restart this. So because of it's a bit fast, it might not. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Show me
So
the
you see how fast it is. So you see
that
how fast it is. So let us make it a bit slow so you guys can see the flow very well. Let's make it a bit slow. Let's say after 1.5 seconds, then you move. Then after 1.5 seconds, you also move. So let's set the ease out.
I know
So
to see
let's
and
say something around 600 milliseconds. Let's set this
see because this is
to
the
600 milliseconds. So let's preview this. Let's
see now.
preview this. So you can also click on preview in Figma to do this. You can preview it in
Also,
this
me,
one.
you say you didn't
Oh yeah, design. Please, guys, you guys should mute your mic, please. If your mic is on, please, Victor, please mute your mic.
nìkan ṣe ẹ́pà gan nìkan ṣe.
So you can see this. So you can see how it looks like now. So let's restart this, and then you can see how it looks like. You can see how it looks like. You can see how it's coming in. You can see how it's coming in. You can see now. So that's the animation we've done so far. So far, what we've done so far, please, if you guys understand what I've been done so far, please, let me see your confirmation on the screen, please. If you understand what has been done so far, please say yes. If you don't understand, let us know so I can know you guys are following. Understand? Okay. Guys, I need more confirmation so I can know you guys are following. I need more confirmation so I can know you guys are following.
mo dẹ̀ ń béèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé ṣé omi nìkan lọ gbé
Okay,
dálẹ́sílẹ̀.
Temi said you don't understand. Temi, what didn't you understand there? Okay, Caleb said I should replay the prototype. Temi said, Temi, you can unmute and talk, please. You can unmute and talk.
Sorry, please come again.
What don't you understand in the what we've done so far?
Start afresh from the prototyping, please.
tẹ bá ti ń jáde máa pè mí mo ò bízì.
So, Caleb, for replaying the prototype, let me replay it for you. So, this is it here. You can see. I see, boy. Let's play it in our prototype banner. So, you can see. You can see how it looks like. You can see how it looks like. As it's slowly coming in, then you should pay attention to the animation. Or no, no, not this, not this. So, if you pay attention to the animation, you can see. You can see. If you pay attention to the animation, you see that it's slowly coming in. And for
Mr. Majid,
Temi,
sorry, we can continue. I will watch the video.
okay, okay, Temi, say so. So let's continue. So from here now, once from after our splash screen, after this simple animation is done, then we want it to go to our onboarding screen. So we want this to move to our onboarding screen. So then from here now, we link this to this. So we want it after delay. Since there's nothing with any element will click. So we want it after delay also. So let's say we want this to be after 2 seconds, 2000 milliseconds, which is 2 seconds. I want it a bit fast after the interaction. I want it a bit fast. So make it about 400 milliseconds. It's about 400 milliseconds, and let's preview that for you guys can see. Let's preview that. So you can see after 2 seconds, 1, 2, it moves. So let's do that again. After 2 seconds, it moves. So let's start the prototype from the beginning and see how it looks like from the beginning. Then let's go ahead and then. So it's coming in now. It's coming in then. Okay, you can see how the prototype looks now from the beginning. So let's go ahead and then start prototyping this also. So we want to prototype this next also now. We want to prototype this. So we have this next button now. So we want to prototype this to the next. So we have this and then on click. So when we click on click, so the interaction here now is clicking. So we want to click on this button. So on click, once it navigate to onboarding to, we want it to be smart animated. So we want some smart animations there. So you see why the smart animation is needed there. So from this also, once when we click this button, so when we set it on click, set the interaction to on click, then navigate to onboarding 3. You can see smart animate, then ease out 400 milliseconds. So you will see why we are using smart animate. Then let's for this, let's go with get started. Let's animate this and then see, and then the same also on click and the same also. So let's view our prototype from the beginning. So first of all, let me change the view of this to view. You guys can see from top to bottom. Okay, yeah, that's nice. So let me really okay. Let me give it a flow starting point though. Let me get a flow one. Let me see car app. Let me call this car app. So once I preview this, once I start with this now, it's not going to. So let's start now. So let me set this to few. I should start that. So you can see how it's coming in, then it's coming in, and then it moves down here. So now while we use smart animate there now, you see once I click on this next. So I want you guys to take note of this carousel underneath here. I want you guys to take note of it. This carousel underneath here. these three dots, one that with one that is blue and the rest of the two which is gray. So once I click on this, you see how the subtle movements from this blue here to here. You can see the subtle movement. Let's go back first. So let's see that again. You see how it moved. Then this, you see how this will also move. So you see how it also moved. So if you go back again, you'll see how it moved, and then see how this also moved. So you
Say
see
you
that.
want click
And
on now.
then when we click on get started,
I did it get.
see then we have this sign up or login page. So we have this sign up or sign in page. So we have this now. Let's
Thank you, sir, for the
from here now. Let's start. So let's say we are going to skip the whole signing process and then with
day. So,
Google now. Let's say we want to continue with Google. So once we click on continue with Google, it's going to bring us directly to this place. So on click, once we click on continue with Google, we want it to bring us directly to this place, and then we have our home screen. Navigate to home screen, smart animate, ease out. So we have this, and then from the
okay.
home screen now, so we have this nav bar here. We have this navigation bar here that
Okay.
slides in from the side. So and we want the trigger to be on this. So once we click on this hamburger menu here, we want it to
This one.
this to slide in.
Now only
So
black. This particular
when
black.
we say on click,
I like
we
black,
want
but
on click now. So instead
This
of
one,
navigate
this
to,
one.
please can you mute your mic, please? Can you mute your mic? So instead of navigate to, we want it to be on open overlay. We want it to be open overlay. Want it to be open overlay instead of navigate to, want it to be open overlay. So to open an overlay, why what I mean by opening an overlay is we have our screen here, our screen will be here, and then the um navigation bar is going to slide in as an overlay. It's on top of our screen. Understand why our screen is in the background. So when we say open overlay, I click on open overlay. So we will now set the animation instead of instant or dissolve, we're going to set it to moving. So now we want it to move in from the left to the right. We want it to move in from left, coming in from the left. So instead of from the arrow facing the right, we are going facing the left. We are going to the arrow facing the right. So it's going to move in like this, and then we have 400 milliseconds, and then we want it to stay at the top left. That's the top left of our screen. We want it to stay at the left hand side of our screen while it's moving in. Want it to stay there. So we want when we click on the outside, when we click outside this our overlay, this our nav bar now. We want the nav bar to go back in, to slide back in. Once we click on it, we want it to slide back in, and we want to add the background also to it, so to look like an actual overlay. We want to add a background to it, a background field. So we are going to use black. So and then we have this set to 25. So I might want to edit that and set it to 30, and then let's see how that looks like. So let's view our prototype. Let's view our prototype of it down. Let's see this. So then once you click on get started, move to this, then you click on continue with cargo. So let's see what we've done. So let's, if you see now, once you click on this, see how it's moved in. So if you click outside here now to slide in back, you can see how that looks like, very subtle. You can see. You can see how that looks like. You can see. You can see. You can see how that looks like. And then if you want also that, okay, once you're on this overlay now, once you are on this overlay, you want that if you drag it, you want it to go back in. So you are going to set an interaction also to this. So you are going to over on this and you see the interaction points here. Oh, sorry. Control. So you're going to over on this and interaction panel, you have it here. Then you set it back to the screen, or let's just leave it like that and come to this prototype panel here and set interaction here. So once like on drag, like when we drag this, when we hold and drag it, we want it to close the overlay. So instead of saying navigate to back, we want that overlay to close. So we'll say close overlay. So you see how that will look like now if you are going to do this. So We want to close overlay. So let's show you this now. Let's show you this prototype in Figma. So once you click on this and then hold and drag, the overlay is gone inside. I see it's very fast because we held it and we dragged it inside, so it was very fast. But if you see, if I hold and drag a bit now, you can see how it looks like. You see, just like a native app. If you hold and drag, why not dragging it fast? You can see how it looks like. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. So, I mean, does this give you the feeling of a natural of an app that's live already? Does this give you the feeling? That's navbar. Let me know your answers. Does this give you the feeling? Let me know your answers. You can unmute and talk, guys. Let me know your answers. Does that give the feeling? So, guys, since you most of you said okay, this looks like the field. So let's continue. We have the field. Let's continue. So we have this. We have this. So let's want to prototype this now. This book right now. I want to prototype this book right now. This button. I want to prototype it that it's open an overlay. This overlay of the action we're trying to perform. The action we're trying to perform now. I want this button to open the overlay. So now we over on the interaction point here and then we drag. Oh, sorry, that was a bit confused. So we over on it. Oh my. And then we take it to this next screen. We take it to the next screen. Instead of taking it to that next screen now, so there's something I want to show you guys. So let's do this. So you bring this overlay you want now. Let's bring it out. Let's bring it out. Let's bring it out like this. This overlay. Let's bring it out. And this screen want it long gone. And this screen is long gone. Let's just keep the screens away now. So most of the times you don't need when you're dealing with overlay, you don't need to create multiple screens for those overlay. You don't need to create multiple screens. So you're just going to create a modal for those overlay. You're just going to create a modal for them. So we have this. We have this now. So for more visual cue, let me change this to a color that looks nice. Let me change the color. Use something around. Let me say something like this. Oh no, not that. Not that. Like this.
Is on.
And I'll take out the fill of the auto layout. Let's take out the fill. The fill of the auto layout. Take it outside. Let me do that again. Once something like this, you just highlight. Though it's not very present, I want it different from other. So we want to work with overlays right now. So we want this book write button now to open these overlays. We want it to open these overlays and we want these overlays to be on this screen, this home screen. We want them to be on this home screen. So let's switch to our prototype tab and then let's start over and then link this to this. So let's say on click now. So on click, want it to navigate. So instead of navigate, we're going to say want it to open overlay. So the action want it to open overlay and frame 15. That's we have this frame 15. Want to open overlay and we want this overlay to move in from the bottom. Want it to move in from the bottom. So we're going to do this. Want it to move in from the bottom. You can see. Want it to move in from the bottom. Want it to move in from the bottom. I want it is out 100 milliseconds. Then once that when we close outside, it should go back and let's add the background to it and let's give that 30% opacity. So we want this overlay now. So once we open it, we want it to stay at the bottom. We don't want it to stay at the middle of the screen. We want it to stay at the bottom. So this now we have centered, we have top left, top center, top right, bottom left, bottom center, bottom right. So we want it at our bottom center. Once you click on bottom center, we have it at our bottom center now. So it will be in our bottom center now. And then let's see how this is going to look like. Let's see how this is going to look like now. Let's prototype this. Let's straighten our prototype now. Let's see how this is going to look like. So once I click on this book right now, you'll see how it will look like. You can see how that looks like. So let's do that again. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Sorry about that. So once I click on this, it comes in very subtle, and then as I click outside, it's going to go outside. You can see. As I click on this, it's going to come in. And once I click outside, so let's do the drag interaction here also again. Let's do the drag interaction. So we just come to our prototype tab here and then click on interactions. Then on drag, you set the interaction. So on drag, you set the action to close overlay. So you see what will happen now. So let's see. So once you click on book right now, it's open this overlay and then on drag. So once you are dragging, you can see you want to drag it in back. You can see you want to drag it in back. You want to drag it in back. You can see now. You want to drag it in back. You can see you want to drag it in back. So if you just drag it down, it's gone. If you click on this, it's back. You just drag it in, it's gone. So let's see. From here now, let's say we've inputted all our text now. We've inputted our text. So we want, like, after we click on this input field now, we want it to change to this one that we've filled with our text. So let's just make this very bold. So as I said, this was when I started my design journey. So most of these elements were going to be not up to standard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's make this like this. This was when I started design. So let's continue. So we want that when we click, let's change prototype tab. So when we click on this, when we click on this now, when we click on this, we want it to change to this now. So we want this overlay to change to this. We just hold the input field and then so it's going to look like we filled the information. So once on click now, we want it to swap the overlay. So it's going to swap this overlay with this one that we filled now. It's going to swap the overlay with this one. So instead of saying we'll not create another screen, so we're just going to swap the overlay. So we're going to click on swap overlay and see how that will work out now. We're going to say swap overlay and we're going to change it to smart animate instead of moving. We're going to change it to smart animate. So the swapping will look very nice. We're going to change that to smart animate 100 milliseconds and let's see how that will look like. Let's see how that will look like. And then let's go back to our Figma. We click on book right. So we have this. So when we click on the input field, you can see when we click on the input field, so that has changed. You can see how short so that was. So let's go back first. Let's go back. Then you click on this and see how subtle it was. So once I click on this, it's changed. So let me click outside here and let's see. You can see once I click on this, it's changed, and then that drag now is not set to this. So let's set the drag to that overlay we're swapping to. Let's set the drag interaction to it. So let's set this interaction. Set it to on drag. Want it to close this overlay. So let's see. Let's see what we are doing. Let's see what we are doing. So on drag now, so once I just drag this, it's going to go in. So book right. Then let's click on the input field to change our. So you can see that. And then once I drag this in, it's going to go in. So what's the same then? Book right and go in. You can see. You can see how we are doing this. You can see how we are doing this. Then just you can drag it, take it back in, and then we have this, and then this, and then we have this. So let's continue with our prototyping. So when we click on this book right button now, we want it to navigate to this screen. So you click over on this, you link it to this screen. So and we have navigate to. So we want it to navigate on click. We want to navigate. So So we are setting it to smart animate also. So we're going to be using smart animate most of the time. And you can also use instant if you just want it to be very instant. So you can use instant. So let's use this. We're just giving smart animate to make it look more fancy. So let's go here. Let's go here. And then let's start from here. So let's click on book a ride, input our details, and then let's book a ride. So you can see the book a ride screen now. You can see now we have this book a ride. So if I just, for example, I fit the screen on, I say actual size. So you can see I can scroll and then you can see I can scroll and then I can scroll and then you can see this. You can see this. You can scroll. So we want that when we click on this Lexi Alexander now, we want it to move to this Cobb Williams because I changed the name earlier, so that's why we're having Cobb Williams here. But let's just interactive interaction state. So once we click on this Lexi Alexander, and when you're prototyping, make sure you are clicking on the right elements when you're prototyping. Make sure you are clicking on the right elements and not other elements. Make sure you are clicking on the right elements when you're prototyping. So from here now, you hold and drag to here. Then on click, you want it to navigate to this screen. Then we have Java description left. So I'm going to show you why we did that. Java description left, then smart animate 400 milliseconds. So let's view that now. So once I click on this, it's going to bring us to driver's animation here. So let's see this show screen. So let's go back. Once I click on this Lexi Alexander now, it's bringing us to driver's information. Bringing us to driver information. Driver's information. So we see the driver's information here now. We have the driver's name, how far the driver is, the car, the plate number. We have this. So let's do some interactions here. So we have these three drivers description. So we have driver description, left, driver description, and driver description right. So why this was separated is because you can see we have three different images here. Now if you look at the one in the center, we have three different images. So we want that when we drag these images, we want them to come in like we want it to come in when we drag these images, we want them to come in from this side, So that's why we are doing that. So there's something in Figma now we can use to make it just very subtle. But once it's be like a pagination, whereby when you hold and drag it, it's not moving freely. So that's why we are going to do this. So you make sure you are clicking on those picture elements. Make sure you are clicking on them. Make sure you are clicking on them. So you are clicking on this picture now, and we want to drag it, or let's say this actually. So this one that's inside now. So we want that when we hold and drag it, we want it to navigate to this screen. So once it navigates, so on drag, we're going to set the interaction to on drag. Then you smart animate, then is out, then that's. So I want it to be that, I want it to that, I want it to be that, and then sorry, I want that to be that, and then for this also now, for this now that's in here. So once that when we drag it, we click on that. When we drag it, it should move to the screen. So you can see this. So on drag, so we set that on drag. It's not animate. Then for this also, you can set it on drag and then we'll move it to the screen. Let's set it on drag. Then smart animate also. Then for this also, we set it to on drag. Then bring it here and then we'll say on drag. On drag, we want to have that. So let's say you have on drag, and then we are going to let's just view that what we've done so far first. Let's view that. So let's say we want to drag this now. You can see how it looks like. We are dragging this also. You can see how it looks like. You can see. So it's not moving freely. It's not moving freely. So in your free time when you have you guys have the access to this file, you can access the file and then view the prototype yourself and then look at the prototypes Then you can see if I just dragging this to move like this, you can see the screen is not changing. You see the screen is not changing. We are moving this like this. You can see the screen is just how it is. You can see the screen is just how it is. So I think there was something I wanted to do. Show settings. Come. So you can see that we've done that. So for the button now, we're going to add an interaction to this button. So once this button, when we click on these buttons now, I want them to bring up this confirmation pop-up that okay, yes, so are you sure you want to? So you can see, let me show you. Are you sure you want to order this right? And then you can put in yes or go out back. I'm clicking on the back sign. So let's do this also for this also. Sorry, I didn't set the interaction on the former one. So let's set the interaction on this. On navigate, on click. So I want it to open overlay. So that is an overlay. I want to open that overlay. I want this overlay to be in the center. I want it to be centered. You can see. I want it to be on let's see, we don't want it to move in, we just want it to come out, dissolve. So let's have it like that. I want it to just come up, pop up. We don't want it to move in. So for the same for this also, you can once we go to open overlay, then we just want to dissolve, want it to come up like that. It's come up and want it to close when clicking outside. For this also, okay, close when clicking outside. Then let's do that for the third button also. You can have it on the 3 pages. So let's do that. So it's the same thing. Is that not it? Move this down. Click and move this down. Okay. That's the same thing. Open overlay confirmation pop up. Okay. Yes, we have that now. So let's see what we've done so far. 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 So let's click on book ride. So you see the pop up is here now, and then when we click on outside, when we click outside, let's click on book ride. And it's working on every page now. When we move this and we click on book ride, it's working. When you move this, drag this like this, and click on book ride, it's working. So that was the essence of what we did that the other time. So that is that. Are you guys following me? So and now once this that when we click on this now, you should close this overlay. So we just come to this interaction panel now and just click on interaction, add an interaction, then on click. We want it to just close overlay. So that is that. So let's run our that in Figma. So when we book a ride and we click on this now to close our overlay for us, you can see when we book a ride and we click on this to close our overlay. Once we book a ride and we click on this, it's going to close our overlay. So that is that for that. So let's move on. So let's say yes, you want to order the ride and then you clicked on yes, we'll make the screen to come here. And then you see on click navigate to, and then instead of dissolve, make it smart animate. That so let's see how that looks like. And then also click on yes. So we have this screen now. Click on yes. So we've clicked on yes. So now once it's in a situation that when we click on continue, when we click on continue, we want it to take us back to our home page. Take us back to our home page. So we did that on click navigate to home screen, then this and that. So then for this messaging, you can see a message in here. So if you want to message your driver, as you can see here, if you want to message your driver, so let's say you click on this input field, you click on this, not that, you click on this, then we want it to come like this. So once I click, I want it to navigate to here. So we do that for the rest also. You can see in the design, auto layout has been used throughout. Auto layout, we've been using auto layout. So we did that. We come here also. So we did that, and then so you have this, and then let's see how it looks like. Let's play the prototype and see how it looks like. Let's play it. So let's see. You want to send a message now. You see how that will look like. Sending a message. See, it's like so. Wonder when we click on this back button, it should take us back to those screens. So instead of having to link multiple prototype to that, so we just come here. Make sure you're clicking on that icon. Sorry, icon rather. Make sure you're clicking on that icon. Go to your interaction tab. You click on. So once you set the interaction to on click the action, then want it to be back. So it should just go back to whatever screen it was on. So let's do this. Let's play our prototype. So Z. So once you book a ride, you can go back. Then let's drag this, and then our send message. So let's see the interaction we did. Send message. Then we can now click on this to go back to where we were. So if you were here, you click on send message. So you come back to go back to where you were. So let's say here now. Let's drag this and come like this. You can send message and you go back to go back to where you were. So that is that. So let's say finishing our book, our ride book booking now. So let's say, are you sure you want to enter this ride? Yes. So congratulations, you have successfully booked your ride and will be arriving in 20 minutes. So let's say we continue and to take us to the home page back now. And those interactions we had previously on the home page will still be there. It's not going to change. So we have this. And then we drag it now and take it outside. And then we have this also. And drag this, you can take this outside. So those interactions are still there. But it took us back to our home page. So you can see those interactions are still there. Interactions are still there. You can see those interactions are still there. Book ride, and yes. Then continue. And you can see you have those interactions there. You have them there. You have them there. So that is prototyping in Figma. So if you guys have your questions now, you can ask your questions. Prototyping in Figma. Let me hear your questions. Guys. Guys. Can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, please confirm you can hear me. So I know you guys are following. Can you hear me? Please confirm so.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, so what we've done so far now, guys, how does it look to you guys? Do you understand what is here fully? Do you guys understand? Guys, if you don't understand, please talk so we can go back and then we can see the places where you don't understand how the interactions were linked and everything. So guys, should I start calling you one by one? Okay. Ojiyama. So I was in class been so far. Did you get everything that has been said? Do you understand?
Yes, I understood. The only place that I feel like somehow confusing is you said we don't need to create screens for overlay. We should just create a model.
Yes.
So
What? Okay.
I'm thinking that is only when the last screen before the overlay is the same thing as the other screens. If there are new content in the screen, you can go ahead and create the screen, right?
Yes. Yes. So for overlay, most of the times the content, the background screen is going to be the same since it's an overlay. Background screen is going to be the screen. So if you are going to change to a new screen, so you can go ahead and create a new screen for the overlay. If you are going to have a new screen, you can go ahead and create a new screen for the overlay. But most of the time, the background, in most cases, so it's only in rare cases that the background is going to change. Very rare cases that the background screen is going to change. So it's only when you are leaving this overlay and then you're clicking on this to go to a new action, then you can now move to a new screen. But the background of the overlay in most cases is going to be the same. It's not going to change in most cases. So that is that for the
Okay,
background.
another question is in the case of where there is a change of color during a hover, that is hover effect, can it be also done this way?
So okay, now I love that question. I love that question. I love that question. So what we'll do now is let me show you a prototyping, a cool prototyping. Yeah, let me show you cool prototyping. So let's see, we have this. Let's just duplicate this out. Let's duplicate this out. Let's duplicate this out, and then let's change to design. So I'm going to do some cool prototyping for you. Let's duplicate this like this. So let's change this color to green. Change this color to green. Let's change to green like this. We have this green. So when we select both of them now, we come to this our components tool here. So you click on the drop down. So you click on create component sets instead of create components. You're going to click on create component sets. So two of them are in a component now. So then let's prototype this component, the element, the variations inside it. So from this now we are doing this. Yes. So that's when we hover on this, on hover, let's do while hovering. So we want it to change. So you can see when I said the change to works in components most of the time. So you can see this now is in change to now. So most of the time you're going to use change to while you're using components. You're going to use change to most of the time. The change to you can see frame 16 and then we have this, we have this. So now if I copy this out and then take it back and then Control C and I do something like this. Let me say Control Shift. No, yeah. Okay, let me say Control Shift R. I place it here. The component. Control Shift R. I place to replace it here, and then let's view the prototype. Let's view it. So I want it while hovering the button should change. So you can see while I'm hovering on this, the button is changing. So if I go out, you can see. So while I'm hovering, the button is changing, and if I go out, while I'm hovering, the button is changing. If I go out. So OGOGMA, thank you for that question. So let me show you another trick. So you can use this for loading screen. So let's say we have this. Let's bring this. Oh, sorry. Down. Let's say we have this. So yeah, now we are not going to be using an layout in this one. So this one is let's enter our design panel and let's detach this control also. Let's detach this. So let's just use normal frame. Control Alt G again. Let's add it inside another frame. Let's see overall frame. So we have this now. We have this. We have this frame. So inside this overall frame now, the text is inside the components too. So we want it outside. So we want them to be on the same level. We don't want this our text to be inside our component too. So let's click on our component two in our layers panel here, and then let's see. Let's do something. Let's create a magic. So let's make this download. So this is our component two frame. Now let's change the color to a gray color. Change to a gray color. Change to a gray color. Let's do this. Guys, please hold on. Let me quickly drink water. I'm feeling dehydrated. Please let me.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we are back. We are back. Sorry about that. So now we've made this gray. So let's do something like this. So this component now, let's create another one. Control D, make it component 3. But that component 3 now, we're going to make it green, a green color, and then we'll take it behind. We'll take it. Oh, let's leave it here first, and then let's reduce this. And let's reduce this to this. Let's reduce this to this. Let's reduce this to this. And then we've reduced it to this, right? So let's take it inside. So let's use our our position in here. Let's just say since it's 0 here, let's see what's the size. So 15. So let's make it minus 15. You see it will go in. So it's outside of this frame. So if you click on clip components, it's outside. So let's duplicate this. Let's duplicate this. Let's duplicate this. Then that's our component 3 in this now. Let's bring it inside back. Let's set it to 0. Let's bring it inside back. So let's duplicate this again. Sorry, let's duplicate this again. This our third one now. So let's expand this. Let's expand it. Let's bring it close like this. Bring it close like this. So we've done that, and then for the final one, let's bring this one. Let's close it. Finish. So that is that. So let's now select everything, and then let's put them in a component set. Let's create a component set with it. Let's move this our components up a bit so we can have more space to work with. So let's go to our properties panel, prototype tab. So once we link this to this, so on click, want it to change to this. So on click, want it to change to this. So smart animate. So let's leave it at 400 milliseconds. So after delay, so we want this to happen automatically after. So after delay, want it to happen after, let us say, let's go after delay. Want it to happen after a second. So 1000 milliseconds. Then this want it to happen after 1.2 seconds. So moving from here to here, want it to happen after, let's say, 1.5 seconds. That's 1500 milliseconds. Let's do that. So from here also to here, this trigger, let's change it to after delay. Sorry, after delay. So change to, let's make it after 1.5 seconds also. That's 1500 milliseconds. So let's do that. So now I'll just duplicate this out now. Duplicate this out now. Then I'll Control C, copy, and then let's try and use it in one of these screens instead of. Let's try and use it in one of these screens. So we'll just do Control Shift out, paste to replace. So if taking out the interaction, well, let me just take this out, Control Z. Let me bring this out and then detach all the interactions on it. Let's bring this out and detach all the interactions on it. So let's just select all interactions that are on it. Detach all the interactions that are on it. Just detach them. So I think there's one more final interaction on it. Let's detach that. So this is free of interactions, right? It's free of interactions. So let's Control Shift R. Let's replace that button with this one. Control Shift R, paste to replace. So let's go ahead and let's show this. So let's set it like this, full screen. So the interaction I did now on this for a download button. So let's see what we've done so far. So how was that, guys? How was that? Let me replay that again for you. Let me play that. Let me play that. Let me restart this. No. Let me play it again. Let me play it. So let me set this to the side. So see this. Please take note of the download button. Please take note of the download button. So once you click on it, you can see. You can see that interaction. You see how it looks like. So you can do many more interactions like animations with Figma. You can do many more with Figma. That's one thing I love about Figma. You can do many animations with Figma. So OGOGMA, I hope that answers your question on changing of color
Yes.
and the rest.
Yes, it
So
is. Thank you so much, sir.
in prototype, do we need to prototype for all possible things we can click on, or just prototype one sample? For example, like the list of riders. Also, this side menu options. Do we have to prototype every possible thing that can be clicked on? Yes, for everything you can click, for every interaction you have to click on them. For every interaction, you have to click on them. For every interactions, you have to create a prototype for them. Sorry, you have to create a prototype for them. Rather, you have to create a prototype for them for every interaction you have in your Figma. You have to create a prototype for them. So, sorry about that. Etu Favor said wow. Maruf said nice. So that's the interaction. So there are numerous interactions you could make with Figma. There are numerous interactions you can make with Figma. Let me see if I can find once I did some interactions with, I don't know if I can find once I did interactions with, let me see. I can get a file. I did some interactions. Okay, let me show you this. I'll show you this. This is a design I did recently. So if you look now, so this is how your own skills. Once you start practicing and you're on the job and you continue improving your skills, this is how your design skills will go from noob to professional level. So let me show you this. This is a design I did recently. The design I did recently. So it's coming up. So if you keep on practicing and learning more, your design skills will go from noob level to professional level. So the key is just practicing and doing more. So even when you get a job, continue doing more because the market is advancing. There are people that will even want to take your space. So you have to stay on top of your game. So look at this now. Look at these screens now. You can see how they look very professional compared to what we have here now, which was what I started with. You can see. Sorry, not this one, not this one, not this tab. So looking at this ones now, looking at these ones now, you can see how these ones look like. Then look at this. You can see how it looks professional compared to those. You can see how it looks compared to that ones. You can see how this looks. You can see how it looks. You can see how it looks more professional. So this is like an actual app. So still waiting for it to be developed though. So let's play this prototype, this card section prototype. There's a prototype here, as you can see. I've linked it, so there's a prototype there. So let me play the prototype for you and see what was done here. It's coming up. So that's very beautiful things about Figma. Figma is really great. It's a really great design tool. Very great design tool. Very great design tool. That's why most competitors are out there and they can't still yet beat Figma. It's Figma K pushed in Adobe XD, and before Adobe XD, the other like Sketch, there's Vision, and there's even a prototype tool we use for advanced prototyping, like very very advanced prototyping. So we call it Protopy. We call it Protopy. So you can check Protopy out and then learn Protopy, how to use Protopy. So this is it now. So once I drag these cards now, this is how the interaction that will be on them. So once I drag this card, I drag this card now. I'm sorry, why is this not? So you can see the back now. I can tap to see the back. So I don't know why the drag interaction on this was not working. So, but let me restart this again. Let me go back. Let me go back. So if I tap on this, I can see the back like that. If I tap on this, I can see the back. You can see how it's switching. You can see how it's switching. You can see the cool interaction on this. You can see how it's switching. You can see how cool the interaction is. You can see then if I drag and then you have this, you understand. So that's that. That's how you can do cool interactions in Figma. So you have many cool interactions you can do in Figma. There are many cool interactions you can do in Figma. So guys, if you have questions, please throw your question out. Let's ask your questions. So you guys have questions, please ask your questions. Guys. Okay, David. Do you have any question? So do you understand everything that's been said so far? David. Okay, Caleb. Okay, go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good
So I
afternoon.
want to ask, like, is there any material or resource or probably a link that we can get access to learn this prototyping of a thing? Like, I could see that last example that you showed us now.
Okay.
I don't really know how you actually came across that. So, but then, like, is there any material we can actually leverage on in order for
So
us to
okay,
be?
Okay. You can follow Figma on YouTube. You can subscribe to Figma's YouTube channel to see. So some of them will need your design skills. So you can follow Figma's YouTube channel. So some of them, the interactions need your design skills to improve first. But you can follow it. You can see some simple interactions that you can still do. So follow the Figma design Figma channel on YouTube to get more
All right.
resources. On your free time, you can check it out. So that's it, Caleb. We again. Maruf, what's up?
I'm fine, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions so far?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm
So
okay.
if I tell you to do these interactions, you can do them.
I'll try my best, sir.
Okay, Adewale Adeyinka, are you there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so do you have any questions so far?
No.
If I tell you to try out these interactions, you can do them.
Well, I will do them after watching this video.
Okay. Victor A. I don't know what's the A stands for. Victor, um, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any questions so far concerning the topic we treated today?
Okay, I think the message in the comment
Okay. I think that was you that said. Um. Okay. I think we've answered that question. So, Etu Favor. So, how you doing? Are you there? You just said wow some minutes ago, so I think you should still be there. Favor. Okay. Adetunji. Okay, Maruf. Okay, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay, go
Hello,
ahead. Go
sir.
ahead, Maruf.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear
Sir,
you.
can we have access to this Figma file?
This one, you have access to it already now. All of you have access. I think most of you have access to it already. I shared the link one time in the group. Most of you have access to it on the Slack channel. Check on the Slack channel. You can see. Or let me send. Let me share it again with you guys. So
Okay.
let me share it here. Sorry to share. Okay, let me move it to draft first. I'm coming. Sorry. Sorry about that. So let me move it first. Move. Move. Okay. Let's do this. Move. So. Okay, so let me share this. You can see most people have. You can see most people have the link to this. You can see. So let's copy the link and then and paste it here. So you can quickly access it here. Okay, on WhatsApp. Okay, let me send it on WhatsApp then. Where's the bootcamp? Okay, then okay, that has been done. So it's now on WhatsApp. So you guys can see it on WhatsApp. It's now on WhatsApp. So you guys can see it on WhatsApp.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You guys can see it on WhatsApp. So that's that. And then you have the file. So oh, where was I? So Ed to favor did not answer. Adetunji Bamikefa, are you there? Okay. So do you have any
Yes, I'm here.
question? Okay, do you have any questions so far?
For now, I don't. You know, this
Okay.
things until you practice before you know if you.
Okay.
It will seem as
Okay.
if they are easy, but when you go practicing, that's when you discover
No
the
problem.
technicality in them.
Okay, no problem. Caleb, how about you?
Yeah, I perfectly understand the class.
Okay, so if I tell you you should create these interactions now, you can do them. If I tell you to create these prototypes, you can do them.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. Moses,
Yes, boss.
um,
Yeah, good afternoon.
how has the class been? Do you understand everything that's been said today? Has been taught?
Sure, sir. Sure,
Okay, so
boss.
if I tell you to do this interaction now, you can.
I can try my best, boss.
Okay, read one.
Good afternoon, sir.
So yeah, good afternoon. So do you understand the class so far?
Yes, I understand.
And if you're there to make this interaction, you can do that.
Yes, I can.
Okay, okay, no problem. Oyetunde Olawale, how are you doing?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
So good afternoon. Did you understand what has been taught so far?
Yes, I understand, sir.
So if you're told to do this interaction, you can.
Yes, I can. I can, sir.
Okay, okay, no problem. So that will be all for today's class. Surprisingly, the class didn't take much of our time, so that was good. So I want you guys to, on your free time, rewatch the video again and then practice. So you can just create screens. I think you've been taught mobile app design, so you can just create your mobile app designs and then prototype them for more practice. You understand? You can do that and prototype them for more practice. And if you have the link to this file, you can copy this file and then maybe delete all the links, the prototype links. So let me show you how to delete prototype links real quick. So how to delete prototype links. So you can see once I click on my empty canvas now, once I click on this, I can see the link, the links, the prototype links linked to this screen. Once I click on my empty canvas, I can see all the prototype links in this canvas now. So if you want to delete a prototype link, click on the prototype link itself and then click on backspace and then it's gone. Let me control Z that. So you click on the prototype link, you click backspace on your keyboard, it's gone. So that's how to delete. So you can copy the file, you can duplicate the file, copy it, you can duplicate it, and then you can create delete all the links there and then try to use it for practice. You understand? So that will be that on the class today. So surprisingly, the class is short. So thank you so much, guys, for your time. Thank you so much, and then that will be the end of the class for today.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.